they've gone into the neighborhoods, and they're off of Lake Street.
Yeah.
And when I was down over at the market on Lake Street where they had the long guns, one of the guys, when we were done with our live broadcast there, he came up to me and said, "You need to know there are some older people that are really, really afraid." One guy said, "There is a safe house here where there are some people who are housing some of the anarchists from outside the Twin Cities."
Oh my
And
gosh.
that is in an area where there are lots. Yeah, I know. It really it shook me too. There are a lot of older people that are right there, and he said so far they're not doing anything in the neighborhood, but the older folks around this house, this safe house, are scared to death that something's going to happen. And that's just the stories are just like innumerable tonight. Yeah.
And I feel like we are hearing more about the homes and the people who live there, the residents. I believe it was Christina Palladino earlier tonight talked about somebody who was hosing down his house, who was just worried that they were going to try to set things on fire all around his home. And so he was out there hosing everything down, and now we're hearing that the protesters, according to you, are kind of bleeding into the residential areas, and that is scary. That is scary, and it doesn't take many. It doesn't take many to cause big problems.
And the scary part about that is, a lot of people all over the city got this notice from Minneapolis. The city of Minneapolis today said, "Get rid of your propane tanks outside. Keep your lights on. Make sure you don't have your trash can in your alley." You start. And by the way, I think those were good warnings. That was really good advice. And Minneapolis really is the city of neighborhoods, and we do watch out for each other. But you hear that kind of news, and you're really bracing for what's to come. And I heard you. I think Amy said, there are people who would like to get some sleep tonight, and all this is going on. I don't know how anyone gets any sleep while this is happening.
Hey Tom, this is Amy. Along those lines, you talk about this sort of spilling over into some of these residential neighborhoods. There's some pretty eerie video that we've been trying to get up here on Twitter right now that was taken in the Whittier neighborhood, as you know, is home to East Street, the Children's Theaters, for people who don't know that area. This is not an area where you'd expect to see the force that walked down the street. The people were sitting on the porch. They were told to get inside, and it just appears they didn't get inside fast enough, and they fired rubber bullets at them while they were on the porch. Again, I don't have the entire story. I'm just relaying what I've seen with my own eyes on that video. But my question to you is, coming out of this, there seemed to be a pretty aggressive push right away. Is there the possibility for some civil litigation to come out of this?
Well, there are countless stories, right, of people who have had run-ins of one kind or businesses that were not protected. I find it hard to believe that there wouldn't be. Who knows? I can't imagine that there wouldn't be some kind of lawsuits. People sue for all sorts of things.